Welcome and good evening. My name is Chris Soto, and while growing up, I always pranked my older sister, Jessica. One day I called her into the kitchen where I presented her a styrofoam cup. "Would you care for some water?" She gladly accepted and slammed the contents in one go. I watched her closely. Her eyebrows rose, and she spit out her mouthful. Her face turned bright red. She screamed hysterically and wept in agony. For this prank, I thought about giving her lemon juice, salt water, and even toilet water. But I finally settled on a cup of scalding hot water. I panicked. I didn't know it would burn her. All right, I didn't know it would burn her that much. So I ran. I ran for my life. A brown blur through the backyard toward the alley. I took one final look at the life I was leaving behind. But all I saw was a giant hand reaching toward me. In one swift motion, Martin, my stepdad, snatched and dragged me back inside. If Jess was crying and I was running from the scene, Martin knew to apprehend me. Back in the living room, Jess was being comforted by my mom. There were no longer tears in her eyes. I braced for a lashing, but instead of being thrown over a knee, I was thrown at my sister's feet. My mother said, "Jess, what would you have us do to him?" Before Jess spoke, I knew her punishment would top my prank. And I knew my parents would do anything to make sure it happened. If she wanted to send me to Mars, my parents would have built a rocket ship. I was doomed. I started to plot my revenge, slashing her bike tires, hiding her diary. Jess paused, staring into my eyes. I knew her decision was final. My heart sank. "I'm fine, Mom. Let him go," she said calmly. And I was in shock. I was ashamed of myself, and tears began to roll from my eyes. My mom asked Jess if she was sure about her decision. Martin was furious that I had not been disciplined in any form. That day, the relationship between Jessica and I had changed. When you prank somebody, you control their expectations. You lead them to believe you're going to do one thing, and you deliver something else entirely. That day, Jessica actually pranked me, my mom, and my stepdad. She showed us that sometimes the best punishment is no punishment at all. Thank you.